I don't know, it's just the way they did it at the time. This was Tanaka at this time. They were really hitting their stride because this is '63, right out the success of King Kong versus Godzilla. So everything was in full force here. Then in '63, they had also purchased. Sakurai had also purchased a optical printer, Oxbury optical printer for a Toho studio. Basically, up to this point in time, they had used a process what was called rear projection. Basically, Nakano-san, the special effects guy, I'm having an interview I'm going to show with him tomorrow on, for my Tango, and he explains it much better than I can. But anyway, the basis of it is like this. Old school stuff up until about the early 60s was all rear projection. Basically, actors would stand in front of a projected image, be it an ocean back, mountains or whatever, act in front of it. The camera was over here. It would film two-dimensionally, so it would see just that, pressing it into the scene. Front projection, basically the idea behind that was when it became available, the camera and the projector were all one unit. So when the camera shot through the projector scene, you could actually, what's called matting in people to a scene. Harry Hodgson used this to great effect when it became available. In fact, he coined the term, actually Charles Schneer coined the term dynamation for Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, and for, I think the first time they used it was in Beast of 20,000 Phantoms. And basically what it was, Harry Hodgson would take a model or an actor or whatever, he would film a scene with had a background plate to it, which is the background portion of the scene, plus the front projection screen would film that in front of that, which would sandwich the item, be it a model, be it a person, be it whatever, right in that. The camera would see it in two dimensions, so it would just see it as one whole piece. So it was like three different elements being sandwiched together, basically. And this technology wasn't available until like the late 50s, early 60s. And Toho got a little bit after Hollywood, because Hollywood, when the camera first became available, Hollywood bought one. Disney and Toho were the first two studios to have one. And then the other studio, Disney used to rent theirs out to like Warner Brothers, Universal, all those places, because it was very expensive. In 1963, one of those cameras, the Oxbury camera, cost over $700,000. Comparable today, that would be like buying a film camera that costs probably about $4.5–5 million for one camera. Basically, that's how high it was. They said when Super ordered it, he didn't really know how much it was until the bill came. They were like, "Better work good," that kind of thing. It did. It really enhanced everything. The effects got even better, pushed up through. They weren't slouches before, but you can really tell the jump from '63 here with this and Matango when it jumps straight into like '64 when you go with Godzilla versus the Thing, the Heater of the Three-Headed Monster, the Gora, all that stuff. The effects really took a leap forward at that point. Not like I said, not that they were bad before. It's just just with the addition of the new stuff there. Basically, for those of you who haven't seen the film, basically this is a battle with the sea people against the land people. The sea people are made up as land dwellers, and so they want to wipe them out. Basically, it's used over plot line a lot of times. A lot of times you get it from Atlantis movies or something like that, or even the Aquaman comics, or Prince Namor or the Submariner comics from Marvel. It's all these Atlanteans against the other people because they're doing this, polluting this or bombing or doing something, messing everything up. So anyway, basically that's the basic premise of the thing. And they have this creature, this guardian creature, which is Manda, the 1,000-meter serpent, and which is a really cool. Manda's like a huge underground following, and I think he's a really cool beast too. I really like him. So we're going to check him out here in just a minute. And basically, in the film, he was just a puppet. He was a puppet, marionetted with wires and stuff, to great effect, I might add. And basically, that's pretty much the premise of the movie. How many guys have actually seen the movie out here in the audience and stuff? Pretty much everybody? Cool. I'll kind of skip over the plot details because everybody kind of see it. We'll go right into the fun stuff. Let me go to the chapters here. Whoops. I want to kind of skip ahead to some stuff here. Basically. Beauty. Okay. I didn't have time to edit, so.
Red Sea.
Start here. Right here. This is just a cabin scene, basically, so I'm going to kind of skip ahead a little bit. Let's kind of fast forward a little bit. So I'm going to get up to something here to show you guys. Basically, what I was trying to get to was this one scene. which is a little further down. But anyway, basically, as far as Manda goes,
You want to turn the DVD towards you?
yeah, that might help a little bit. I'm trying to shoot off the side here. Cool, thanks. That should help a lot. Yeah. Oh, even better. Thank you, sir. Get the Manda. Here's what I'm trying to get to.
Kevin, how was it received when it first came out?
It was not like a huge hit or anything like that. It was more what I would call like a minor hit. It did okay.
Secondary?
Yeah, like a secondary, like say you have like an A picture, a B picture, a C picture. Basically, it was more like a C picture, unfortunately. Really, the only thing most people remember from it is the ship, the Gotengo, and Manda. That's pretty much it. You know, of course, people like, you know, we guys here, G-fans, we're going to remember the princess and all that kind of stuff and everything because she was so cool with the red hair and a little smirk. But basically, just Manda and the Gotengo. And, you know, then they did there was a sequel made to this, well, unofficial sequel, which was Latitude Zero, that came out in 1970, which is like an unofficial sequel. They did an animated one, too, that came out, and I can't remember the name of it, but it came out a lot later.
Shin Kante Gunkan.
Thank you.
Or Super Atragon.
That's right. Super Atragon, that's right. And that came out a little later. And then, of course, Godzilla Final Wars, we had the return of it. And
Well, the name.
The name, yeah.
What was Latitude Zero about?
Basically, it's
Romero.
it's a funny movie.
Flying lines.
Basically, it's a similar plot. It's evil people want to take over the world, you know, blow up the world, create their own image kind of thing. They're headed by Cesar Romero.
He's having a lot of fun.
Oh, that's not a Toho movie.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Co-production.
Yes,
What happened was, originally, I think Columbia was going to finance it, and the financing fell through, which happens a lot. The financing fell through, so Toho went ahead and produced it, and they already had the actors under contract that had already been paid to play. So they had to either play or forfeit their pay. And, you know, if they tried to leave Japan and not play, they were going to lose their money. So they decided Joseph Cotton, Cesar Romero were all there, and Takarada was in there too. I guess, and Nakajima, he got to play a couple of different parts there. He got to play one of the bat people. Plus, he got to play the lion with the wings later on that flies around, you know. Yeah, the surgeon, which always reminded me of the same lion. What was weird was when I was a kid, I saw that. You always seen that Rudolph Christmas special, you know, with the King of the Land of Misfit Toys. I used to get those confused when I was a kid. I said, wait a minute, I saw this in a movie with a spaceship over here. What's going on?
Is that King Caesar? No.
Yeah, it can't be. It can't be him. Where's Rudolph? I keep wanting their nose to pop up. But anyway, yeah, it used to really mess me up when I was a little toddler. But basically, yeah, Latitude Zero is a really cool film if you guys haven't ever seen it. It's a really awesome movie.
Cesar Romero has too much fun in it.
Yeah, he does. Well, you know, that's like when he played the Joker, you know, he's always been like a nut. He wouldn't even shave his mustache, so they just had to paste it down with a lot of extra white stuff, blue, clown makeup. He did. Bridget Deschanel. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about she was in there. Yeah, I forgot she was in there, too.
Yeah, she played Romero's wife, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
I think the set work on this film is amazing.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit that one right there. There we go. Cool. I mean, this is all miniatures.
I mean,
It's amazing.
Oh, PR for 63.
Oh, yeah. And what's cool about this, too, is one of the drawbacks on DVD, since it's got a clearer picture and Blu-ray after that, of course, is on some of these models you can actually see where the carving was done on the balsa wood and stuff. But for me, it just kind of enhances it.
And the music is great.
And that Evil Cooey's thing, and of course it's real remnant. Now that's what's his name?
Kenny Urera.
Thank you. And this is just one of the better ones here, 100%.
Sheets.
Harvey's All-Stars.
Oh, everything, all the work there, it's fantastically done.
Look at that.
Basically, the monorail system.
That stuff might be 3 feet long. Really.
Yeah.
It's all made of wood.
What's interesting, what is interesting how much influence this had on the later Space Battle Yamato saga.
I know. Even later ones too, like the one they did with a few years ago, that one with the Yamamoto, the one with the sea monster Regu or whatever it was, they did that. It's very similar design, almost the exact same design. Not quite, but almost similar. Very similar. Definitely a favorite. Water, you can't not miniaturize at all. Harry Hodgson had a lot of problems with that too when he did films where he had to use water. So what he used to do was use cotton and animate the cotton as breaker waves and stuff. And he would just use a still shot of water and then mat it in there and use the cotton as breaker waves to show waving motions and stuff. He'd animate it like that, which worked out really well. Yeah, the big pool they had at Toho when they needed waves, you know, for the ocean scenes. They had a bunch of guys standing over there. This is literally true. They had them over there with these big boards, and they would move them back and forth just to make waves like a horse. Yep. That's all the parking lot now, which is unfortunate.
Touch water with
Yep. Well, you know, it's right. He never shied away from it. Neither did Kapakita either, or even Kano. You know, none of those guys.
Don't forget the water film from the 90s.
And you know, even Wakasa, you know, he isn't afraid to use water either, which is really cool. I like a lot of the stuff he did for those two Mecha Godzilla films that they did in the Millennium series. Akira. I like both of those. They're fantastic. And this, of course, there's actually no water there. It's all done with the light effect up at the top, and they're using different feelings of filters. Basically like